Hey, in this video, I show you guys some of my building techniques. They're fairly simple builds, but if you enjoy, then please leave a like and subscribe. And also follow my Twitch, link will be in bio. If you guys have any more video ideas, then let me know in the comments. Even if it's just like inside furniture or making more complex buildings. Anyways, enjoy the video. For this build, I decided to do a simple 5x5 oak cube with the corners being oak logs, and I dug down one block for the floor and placed cobblestone. They're all very standard house building items, and a lot of people use them. I decided to match the roof with the floor for being cobblestone, but I used stairs going around the entire building going up. I filled it in so then it'd be a flat, solid roof on the inside, but I continued going up after this. For the windows, I used normal glass blocks. A lot of people use them in their builds. It doesn't give much definition to the build, but it's still very standard. I didn't do an overhang on the roof because it's a very simple build, and this is how a lot of people build their houses. To upgrade that last house, I decided to make it not one giant box, but rather make it like two rectangles in a way. And for the framing, I decided to not put it in the exact corners, but diagonal from the corners. The windows are made of glass panes to give it more dimension in the windows, but I'm also going around on each side of the building, basically, and placing the windows. I took a little bit longer on this window because I wanted it to be centered in the wall, but then I looked on the outside and it wasn't centered, so I centered it with the other window and the wall to make it look nicer. I then placed stone stairs as the roof, as I did like the last building, going around up. The difference between this roof and the last roof is I did an overhang on this one, and I also didn't go up all the way to like the max. But the overhang makes it not look as boxy, in my opinion. I also decided to make this cute little patio to go in front of it, just to make it look a little bit nicer and not look so like it has so much oak in it, because the more different types of blocks, the nicer it looks. Like the last build, I did a simple oak door to finish it off. And bam! Don't forget the lanterns. If you add lanterns, it looks much better than torches and still lights up the area. And here's the finished product. It has much more dimension than the last one, and it's not as boxy. It's bigger, yeah, and it looks nicer. Not all buildings have to be bigger to be nicer, but I still really like it. For this final build, I used stone bricks instead of cobblestone because stone bricks are my favorite block in the entire game, and they're my favorite block to build with. You can choose any type of stone block you want, but I'm just making a foundation. It's not very boxy, as you can tell. Yeah, there's like a bunch of flat lines, but don't worry, they'll get covered up later. As you can see, the shape is not boxy. And then I started placing spruce planks instead of oak because I prefer spruce over oak. And I messed up here, but I started placing spruce. I ended up making it 4 high for the first floor. Yes, there's gonna be multiple floors. But I placed it 4 high so then you don't constantly hit your head on the ceiling when you like jump and stuff, and you're actually allowed to jump. And I just went all the way around with the spruce logs. Don't worry, I also fixed that because I wanted to have a little bit diversity. Here is me placing the walls for the second floor. I wanted it to be more like a perfect circle, well, not a perfect circle shape, but close to a perfect circle shape. And so I made it even on all sides. And I ended up making it 4 high rather than 3 high, as you see here. It'll show me extending it up one more, don't worry. But I went all the way around doing that. Here is me placing the next line of logs to make it 4 tall for the second floor. After that, I started placing some stone brick slabs across as the roof because I prefer to use slabs for the roof for this build rather than stairs. I have a hard time working with stairs as the roof because I don't like the way it wraps around in like a complete circle. It's just personally not my thing. So I tend to use slabs much more often. And I think it looks pretty good for this build. That's just my opinion though. I started doing the overhang for the roof because I don't like it when buildings don't have overhangs on the roof unless it's like specific buildings. But here's me doing the overhang for it. I didn't place the corners because I didn't think that the corners looked very good. It would look too clunky in my opinion, so I just left it at this. Like I said earlier, I did end up tearing down the zigzag wall and placing it with glass panes to make like a glass wall, because I think that it looks really cool, and I tend to do this with quite a bit of my builds where I make a glass wall so you can like see the view or whatever. But it also like changes up the wall, so like there's like an accent wall, but it's not quite an accent wall. And then I used glass panes for the rest of the windows, but for the windows, I didn't place them on the sides, I only placed them on the front and back of the building, if you know what I mean, like towards the door and then the opposite side of where the door is, rather than the sides like I'm just looking at right here, like that. I then decided to frame my windows using like slabs and stairs and walls, because slabs, stairs, and walls are the key to making dimensions in buildings. See how I replaced the slabs as stairs, so then I can connect my walls much nicer rather than placing a block and making it look like all clunky. I think it looks so much better. And then I went around the entire thing, placing a foundation on the outside, just to make it like a little bit, like to have a little bit more dimension. On the walls where I didn't place windows, I placed these, like, how would you describe them? These little like garden things, these flower pots. I made these like flower gardens on the sides where I don't have windows, and I used rose bushes because I think that the red contrasts really well. Like, it's so vibrant and I love it. But not having nature in your builds and like it just makes it more bland, in my opinion. I decided to use these spruce trapdoors because I wanted it to completely cover the actual dirt of the block, rather than having like the oak shine through, like, as it has holes on its trapdoors, so it wouldn't show the dirt, so then it looks more like a planter. So, because I think that the dirt would look gross on a planter. Like, if you saw that on a planter, I think it'd look gross. I started lining my foundation with more stairs and slabs to make it like pop out more, rather than just looking like a flat block. It made it like look more like a foundation, you know? I decided to use oak as my accent on my building because I think that the oak contrasts well with the spruce, and like it's differentiated. So I used oak trapdoors underneath of all of my windows, like all of my windows, and like in some extra spots. And then I used oak fence along each corner, almost every single corner, and like where I'm gonna place my lanterns on the outside of my building. Now is when I started placing my lanterns. I placed them outside of both of the doors, and I also placed them next to the windows. I turned around and placed my doors towards the inside so it gave more depth to the front. And adding these lanterns makes it look so much more cute and home-like. I decided to add these cute shrubs in the diagonal corners, not in the ones with singles because I didn't think it would look as good, but in the doubles and like the giant long ones, obviously not the windows, that would not look as good. But see here where the single is? Yeah, I decided not to do it there. But just like that, I completed it. And here's the final product. It is a lot better than the other ones. It has so much more dimension and more details, and all around just really cozy and home-like. And I actually really like this build, even though it's quite simple. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'll link my Twitch and Twitter in the description, and comment what you want to see next. If you want to see more complex builds like a treehouse, indoor stuff. Anyways, bye, love you.